When you realize that the relationship never existed in the first place, it only existed in your mind, that's when everything becomes clear to you. The relationship never existed. The friendship never existed. It only existed in your mind. That's just the way that you saw it. That's just the way that you showed up. Because a relationship existed in your mind. But when you realize that it really didn't exist, it only existed on my end, and then you release that, you let that go, that's when everything get better for you. I promise you, the relationship never existed. That's when you're gonna try to. That's when you're gonna stop trying to fix it too. You're gonna stop trying to fix what didn't exist. It only existed in your mind. The relationship, the narcissistic relationship, the relationship between maybe your mama, you and your mama, or you and your dad. It's only the relationship that you wanted, that you created in your head. But when you figure out that it never existed, when you realize that it really never existed, that's when stuff gonna get better for you. That's when things gonna be lighter for you too, because you've been trying to fix, you've been trying to mend, you've been trying to put it back together, whatever it is that existed in your mind. Like, no, you seeing it for what it is, and you're not crazy. You seeing things for what it is, and it's like you in denial about that. You in denial about what's actually being shown to you. No, that's delusion. That's called delusion. Like when you believe something in your mind other than what you see right now. I see if it was something good, like you ain't really got no money in your bank account and you believe in that $10,000 is in your bank account. I see if it was something like that. But when it comes to like tolerating abuse, tolerating like narcissistic behavior and stuff like that, when it comes to that, baby, you got to see it for what it is. You got to see people for who they are, and you got to accept that, and you got to move forward. Just because you accept it don't mean you got to live in it. Don't mean you got to sit there and tolerate it, sit there and deal with it, right? It don't mean that. But when you see things for what it is, when you see that, oh, this only existed in my mind, this is just something that I wanted, this is something that I saw, I saw the value in it. I saw the potential in it, right? And we be falling in love with potential. When you think about it, you fell in love with that person's potential, who that person could potentially be. Whether it's your mom, your dad, boyfriend, girlfriend, like you fell in love with that person's potential, who they could potentially be, because you have eyes to see the good in people. When you got eyes to see the good in people, you will fall into the trap of delusion if you don't be careful. So the relationship never existed, the connection never existed. It was all a facade. They put on a facade just to get in your life, just to get into your life, just to get connected to you. They put on a facade. You gotta see that. It's like when you start seeing the things, the red flags, the warnings, all the stuff, you be in denial because of the narrative that you created in your mind already. No, let that go. Whatever you created in your mind, you gotta let that go and see things for what it is. And then be like, okay, do I want to deal with this? Do I not want to deal with this? Do I want this in my life? Do I not want this in my life? That's how, like, you got to think with clarity and not confusion. You got to think with clarity and not delusion. You got to think with clarity and not potential. You got to think with clarity, a clear mind, a sound mind. Because, listen, God is not the author of confusion. But guess who is? Oh, all right. God is not the author of confusion. He don't bring confusion into our life. And confusion happens when we be in a world of delusion, looking at people's potential and just creating this whole narrative in our mind, creating this fantasy in our mind, rather than seeing things for what it is. That's the enemy. That's the enemy. That's how the enemy works. That's his literal main goal, is to get you confused, to get you so caught up on who that person could potentially be. And then you be sitting there dealing with narcissistic, toxic behaviors, right? Thinking, oh, they gonna get better. They ain't really like that. Like, yes, they are really like that. And it'll keep you like in the cycle, in that cycle of dysfunction for years if you don't finally release and go to God for clarity, like, so you can see things for what it is. This what it is, and this what it ain't. It ain't no in between. There's no in between. But see, you've been stuck in between trying to fix what you never broke. Like, we be trying to fix what we never broke. We be trying to put stuff back together that never even existed. You trying to rebuild. So I'm thinking about the Legos. My kids like to play with Legos, especially my son. Okay, he built this little thing. Let's say he built this, right? You can only put together what's already been built. If it's just Legos, pieces all over the place, if it's just stuff all over the place, you can't rebuild nothing because there was never anything built. You get that? Like, I hope I'm making sense. The people that get it, get it. But you can't rebuild what was never there. You cannot rebuild the relationship with your mom or with your dad or with your whoever, your significant other, well, partner or whatever. You cannot rebuild something that never was there in the first place. If you think all the way back, it was never there. That's something that you created in your mind. They pretended to be something that they not, just to get into your life. And their pretending created this fantasy in your mind. And you started to operate off of that. You started to operate off of the empty promises. The empty promises, okay? The future faking, the love bombing, the I love you after being abused, the I love you, I will never do nothing to hurt you, after they done sat there and called you everything but a child of God. And so it confuses you. It's like pulling you. And so you're like in the middle. Like I said, there is no middle. There is no gray areas. It's either this or that, right? And it's confusing you, right? You being pulled in every direction. You being pulled in two different directions. Like, you know the truth, but then you over here second guessing it because of what you being told. What's being given to you, like what somebody is giving to you, like they giving you lies, empty promises, love bombing, future faking, and they flipping the script to make you think you crazy. Like, it's no. Let go of the fantasy. Let go of delusion. Let go of what never existed. It never existed. If you think about it, it never existed. I hope this makes sense, and I know it'll make sense to the people that, you know, they're supposed to hear it. But stop trying to mend a relationship. Stop trying to mend a connection. Stop trying to fix something that was never there. I don't care if you got to listen to this video 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. You are trying to mend something that never existed. That's why you so stressed out. That's why you depleted. That's why you drained after talking to this person, after dealing with this person, after trying to fix things. Y'all always having the same conversation every other week. Y'all having the same conversation. Oh, it's gonna get better. You know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take you here, I'm gonna take you there, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, future faking and all that jazz. Saying all that talking and not putting in no work. That's what's got you confused. But you're gonna have to see it with your own mind. Take your mind back from people, because we be giving people too much control over our minds. Take it back. Take your energy back. See things clearly for what it is. See it. That's what it is, and that's what it ain't. See it for what it is and move off of that. Stop moving off of delusion. If you're gonna move off of delusion, like I said, let it be something good. Okay? Let it be something like, I'm finna come into some money unexpectedly. Like, let it be that and operate off of that. Okay? But when it comes to toxicity and dealing with people that pulling you away from what it is that you're trying to work on, baby, see it for what it is and let it go. Move accordingly. Okay? Put it in the comments. I'm moving accordingly. I love you.